Hi everyone, and welcome to Liza's Painting Parties. I'm Liza, and I'm so glad you're here today and to join me to paint this really beautiful, bright, happy springtime portrait painting. For anyone who is joining, this is the painting that we're going to be trying to recreate tonight. So we'll have lots of fun doing this. I'll walk you through the steps on how I'll be approaching recreating this picture. And if you have any tips or if you have any suggestions how you would like to approach it as well, please feel free to put it in the comments as well and share with anyone else who's joining us tonight to paint. I'll get started in painting a little bit after 6 o'clock, so in about 10 minutes or so, maybe like 15 minutes or so actually, to make sure everyone's good to go. And anyone who wants to join has time to grab their supplies and get ready to join to do it live. If you're unable to join me live right now, you can always watch this at any time you'd like afterwards. So it'll be available under the videos tab on my Facebook page. And it will also be available on my YouTube channel, Liza's Painting Parties. So you can watch it at either of those spots when this is done. On Facebook, on YouTube, it'll take a little bit longer for me just to post, maybe like an hour or two, but it'll be there shortly. So we're gonna have a great time, have lots of fun, and I'm seeing a lot of you guys saying hi. Hello, hi Penny, welcome. I'm glad you've joined me. I'm very happy. Hi Cheryl, awesome. Hi Tracy, great, awesome. So last week, the comments like stopped showing up for me for some reason. So I'm hoping if I notice that it becomes kind of like very still there for a while, I'll point it out to all of you and make sure. So if that happens, and I usually try to respond as I keep going, but if that happens, then I'm not exactly sure. Hopefully it won't happen this time. Think positive thoughts. Hi Ravi. Perfect, Cheryl. Great. Perfect, yeah. And if you are joining, whether now or whether it's a replay, please share your completed painting with me. I'd love to see everyone's styles and the way it turns out. It's always fun. And I always recommend for you to take your own vibe on it. So if you're brand new and you just want to kind of follow what I'm saying step by step, that's totally fine. I'm going to try to recreate this very similarly to our inspiration image here. However, if you want to go off on your own tangent and you have some other vibes you want to go with, want to put different types of flowers on the hat, you want to change the color scheme up, I completely 100% encourage that, and I'd love to see how you go about doing that. So definitely share that with me. For anyone who hasn't joined me before, the way my live parties work is basically every week on Saturday, I put up 3 options for everyone to vote on. And the options are things that I find on Instagram or Pinterest or just on Google searches, sometimes on Facebook groups, just like images that are beautiful and inspiring and things that I would really love to try to recreate. And then I put them up and you guys vote for the ones that you like the best. And the one with the most votes is the one that I recreate for the first time. This is the first time I'm going to be doing this one live with you on the Wednesday, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's how it goes. So I haven't painted this before, but I'm going to be walking you through how I will approach this. And the reason why I've been doing it this way and what I like about it is that I really want all of you to feel empowered to paint whatever you want and don't feel scared if you've never done something before. So if you find an image that you love online, if you take your own picture and you're like, this is so beautiful, I encourage you to just go with it and find your vibe, and you can do it. Like you can, anything we find, we can make our own creation. Don't get so hung up on making it exactly the same as something else. Again, if you like this picture, you can probably find it online. You can print it. You can, buy a copy of it from the artist. It looks like someone named Robin did this. And I encourage you to do that. Or if it's a photo, again, like support photographers. They're amazing, super creative, talented people. Last week I did one from a photographer in Nova Scotia. And so I would say like the whole thing is to make your own spin and to have your own vibe on it. So really enjoy the process and have fun with it. Acrylic paint is really great for beginners, and it's great for anyone really. It's very versatile. It can be very frustrating too at times, but we'll walk through how that goes. Sounds good. All right. Oh, fantastic. When that happens, swipe your screen right and then back to left. Works wonders. Good call. I will do that. Fix comments stopping. That makes sense. swipe right to left. Okay, I'll try that, Tracy. I'm going to do that. Hopefully that works out. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just put that here. I'll move the camera angle so you can see the canvas and the picture more clearly. What I would suggest is you can always grab the image from the post yesterday when I put the winning picture up. You can always grab it from there, and then you can always have that available for your own personal reference. Because even though I'll have it available, you may not be able to see some of the intricacies. Sometimes we get like lighting on it as well, so just to go that route. If you are enjoying these, you can feel free to leave me a tip by buying me a coffee. There's a link there if you'd like. These are all free. You don't have to, but obviously it's always welcomed and appreciated. Probably with paint supplies and whatnot to keep these going. And if you are interested in doing your own paint party, if you want to do your own personal event, whether it's a corporate one or your own birthday party or anything like that, or if it's a Girl Guides initiative, I can arrange it for all different ages, and I would love to host it. So definitely reach out and private message me, and we can talk about those options if that's something that you might be interested in. Okay, so after all those spiels, let's talk about the kind of supplies that we're going to need for tonight's paint session. So we have a canvas. I'm taking an actual real canvas this time, and if you joined me before, I usually use canvas board, but I found another actual full-on canvas. It is a 11 by 14, is still the same size that I normally use, but I'm going to be using this one tonight. I have my acrylic paints, and so as I always or usually suggest, if you have your 3 primary colors, your yellow, red, and blue, and if you have black and if you have white, then you can mix any other colors from that, and you can be good to go. So it can be very inexpensive to start off on your painting journey if you wanted to go that route. I get all of my stuff from the Dollarama. If you wanted to put some investment into it, of course, you could definitely go and purchase acrylic paints from a more reputable source. And I would again suggest, if you're kind of trying to be more cost conscious, if you invest in getting the primary colors, black and white, that's a nice good starting base to go with. If you do have other ones that are premixed, that's totally fine too. In this particular painting, it's primarily primary colors, so we have a lot of red, a lot of blue, a lot of yellow. I do see a bit of green. I have some that's pre-mixed here, and then we obviously have her skin tone. So her skin tone, there's some like lovely browns and some peaches and some yellows, so some really nice color play there. So I do have a pre-mixed brown that I might dip into, but I'll also talk through how to go about that as well as we go through. And you can always feel free to alter her skin tone to whatever you so desire as well, because the same tactics will apply depending on or regardless of what colors you want to use on any aspect of it. So if you want to make the hat green, we can always change it up too. Cool. So those are the paints, and then I have always a lot of paper towel ready to go. This is water-based, so acrylic paint is water-based, so I have some water as well. That will not only help keep my brushes clean, but it might also help with our painting as we go. And I suggest to have 3 sizes of paintbrushes available. So I have a nice big brush for a lot of coverage. This one that I'm using is a size 10, and it's a flat brush. I have a size 2 for my medium one. Sometimes I use a 2, sometimes I use a 4. It's also a flat brush. And then I have a fine point. It doesn't seem to be a fine point right now, but when I put water, I promise it is. And it's a number 4, but it gives me a really nice fine tip on it, so I like to use those ones. And that's just in relation to my canvas size, so you can feel free to use it in comparison to that as well. Hi, Laura! I'm glad you're joining. Awesome. So I also have a pencil as well this time, because I think I might sketch out a little bit of where I want her to land, so that when we do our background, we don't have to paint the entire background fully in the yellow, and we can kind of just focus on certain areas. Let's see. It is just after 6. All right, fantastic. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to move my camera and I'm going to set it up so you can see the image and the canvas a little bit more focused. Hi, Rita. We're painting this lovely, we called it Springtime Portrait. It's a lovely woman in a red hat. I love the colors. Shannon, you're saying it's freezing on you. That's not good. Is anyone else experiencing that? I hope not. Last week we kept getting oh, it was so frustrating. Like the comments just completely stopped on me, and my camera would go like really blurry, and then it would be back to normal, and I don't know what's going on. Some kind of planetary alignment was not in my favor last week, that's for sure. Hoping that's not the case this week. Alrighty then. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start, I'm going to attempt to sketch kind of an outline of where I want her ginormous hat and her figure to be. So it'll give me a bit of a guide when I start putting in all my background paint. So I'm going to be doing this just with a pencil, and I'm going to try to do this as it's on this upright angle. I would ideally prefer to do it like flat down because it would make it a little bit easier for me to draw, but I won't be able to show you with better camera angle that way. So I'm going to do it like this, and hopefully it all pans out lovely. All right, so I'm going to, what I want to try to do is on this inspiration image, her hat actually goes off the canvas, and I think I want to try to capture it where the hat stays fully on the canvas. So I'm going to try to do that on my image here. So when we're going to freehand from an image, I try to not think of it as what the object is. So if I think of this as like I have to draw a hat, I tend not to do a very good job about it. I try to look at it as shapes and lines, and that simplifies it, and it makes it easier for me to try to replicate it without getting hung up on what it's supposed to look like. So hopefully that might help you as well. So when I do this, I look and I say, okay, so we have our canvas, right? We look at our middle part of our canvas just to get an idea of like what's going to line up on what side. We look at the middle here as well and kind of get an idea of what's going to line up above and what's going to line up below. So when I do that, so the top half of the canvas, you're going to have this lovely curve at the top here, and it's going to curve around, and there's going to be a nice swooping motion. This actually takes up like a good chunk. So when I kind of eyeball it, this hat's going to be like this big, right? So the top of the hat to like that brim, it's a very large hat. All right, so what I want to do is I think I want to put in this curved line first, and this curved line kind of goes almost like diagonally on the canvas, not directly to the edge, like maybe diagonally till about, you know, a fifth of the way up. It's going to kind of be on this axis here, right? And it's okay if it's not perfect. It's just going to give you a guide, and we can always touch it up with paint. So I'm going to just create and put like a line. It's going to swoop down like that, or so. Okay. And then we have this curve up here. So I'm going to come here, and I'm just going to do a curve like that. I'm going to take that and bring it around. And this is going to come even bigger, actually. It's going to come like that. It's okay my line's all messy because, again, we're going to use paint. We're going to cover it all up anyways. And this is going to come up, and it's going to meet that line here. Again, I want to have this curve happening, and I want to keep it on my canvas. Okay, and then that's going to swoop all the way down in a nice wide and technically these lines should curve. It looks like a giant weird. That looks really funny. It's funny when you look at it. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just going to start putting in the way her body kind of sits in here. I think I might thicken her up a little bit. feel like she's a little too thin for my liking. Give us some meat on those bones, shall we? Okay. Just kind of have the where it's going to live more or less. Looks a little hunchy so far. No, it looks kind of good. Part of the face, but now I'm in kind of the pencil mode. So I'm just going to make the line, her chin. She has a very pointed chin. Okay. So now we have like where we want her to be, more or less. We have all these like flowers coming all in here. I think that's pretty good. So now we know where we want our background to live. And I did get my whole hat on there, which is nice. I think I might want this to be a little thinner. Like that, maybe. Okay, perfect. All right. Hi, Joyce. Oh, I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you enjoy it. Normally I don't do a full-on like sketch before we start. I just jump into paint right away. But for this one I thought, why not? Let's do a little bit of sketch first. Hey Valerie, I'm so glad you joined. I can't wait to see yours. You always have such beautiful, bright, vibrant colors and lovely strokes on your painting. So I'm so excited to see what you're going to do with yours. Okay, now that we have where we want this lovely lady to be, I want to start putting on my background. So the background is a lot of yellow. So you're going to get your yellow. This yellow I have is daffodil yellow. I also have a bright yellow. So thing is with Dollarama or with our cheap dollar store paints is that they don't really have like a standard color. So you don't have your when you hear like Bob Ross talk about the standard colors, those ones that he uses all the time, those ones would be the ones that would be the best to do nice color mixing. The ones at the Dollarama are going to be already slightly tinted in different shades. So like a daffodil yellow versus a bright yellow can be quite a bit of a difference. Let me see if I can, yeah, so I don't know if you can see the color difference slightly. It's still very dark. But like this daffodil yellow is very like pale orangey tint to it. And I think I'm going to go with the bright yellow just because it has a bit more of a boom. But if I only had the other one, I would just use it. It wouldn't be a big deal. Hi, Rula! Rula did a beautiful picture last week and gave me a fantastic tip that made my rocks look so awesome. I'm very grateful for Rula. All right, and then I think I'm going to put a little bit of red as well. So I want to get a couple little like orangey type streaks happening in the background. And we have some like green kind of happening. I'm going to put a little bit of blue and I might use that to mix it, or I might just use my regular green. I'm going to get some black on here too, just a little bit, and a little bit of white. I might want to play with that a little bit for blending, but that will dull out my brightness of colors. I don't know if I want to go that route just yet. That's kind of my proportion of colors right now. Alrighty. Okay, so I think, I don't know if I'm going to go with my, I'm going to go with my medium brush maybe. I think I am going to go with my medium brush. I would go with my big one to get full coverage, but I think I want to play a little bit with putting the paint on with my medium brush. So I'm going to start getting this bright yellow on my canvas. And as I go, I want to make sure I paint the sides of my canvas as well, so that when we hang it, it looks nice and continuous on the sides there. I'm not going to worry too much about doing any blends or anything. I'm just going to keep it this bright yellow. Okay. Let's get some nice bright yellow into here. The reason why I'm going with a medium-sized brush is because I'm going to start to put in some other little, I'm going to play with some other colors. So I want to get some kind of streakiness happening. So I'm going to get like a little dab of red, and I might just put a little bit in. Let's just get my, I want to make it look a little messy. Like I don't want it to be this perfect yellow background. I want it to have like painterly lines. You can see some different colors happening. So we have a little bit of color happening here. A little bit of white. I don't know if I like the white actually. I think the white dulls up my yellow too much. I don't really want that to happen. I'm going to put a little bit of white on certain spots. This doesn't really matter too much because we're going to be putting our red hat anyways. So I just don't really want to put all yellow on the full background because my red paint is quite thin and it will look better if I put it all over my white canvas. That's why I decided to do it this route. My red paint was a little bit more opaque. I might just paint the entire thing, kind of go crazy with the brush strokes. So you can feel free to do that too, if you would rather, if you have a bit more of a stronger red. When I do the hat, I just don't want it to, I don't want the red to look weird. I want it to be nice and bright and intense. Starting to get a nice little vibe going on here. I want it to be a little bit brighter. I'll put a little bit of white in here too. And I have my strokes. I wanted to kind of go with the motion of the figure as well, so I put a little bit of my white kind of going around, almost like highlighting it a bit. Put more yellow on top. Okay, that's working. All right. Let's get the side. Do the bottom too, but I might just do that later. Can we cut that off a little bit? So I'm just going to bring it a little tighter. I'm working fairly quickly on it just because I don't want my paint to dry. I want to be blending when it's still wet. Super bright and beautiful. Let's get a little bit of that red. I'm just going to put a little bit in. Put some blue here. I'll make it a little darker. Get that dirty it up at the bottom there. As I'm getting the blue, it's mixing into the yellow, so it's already kind of giving like a green tint, greenish tint to it. Okay, cool. I can still see quite a bit of the pencil line still coming through on my yellow. So I might have to wait until it's dry, and then I'll put another layer of yellow on top of that to hide that up. Okay, and this corner here. Let's just paint the bottom here too. Okay. So I'm just touching on the blue and I'm just kind of mixing it in as I go, making it look a little messy, patchy. Cool. I think that looks pretty good. Just gonna clean the excess paint off my brush. I still gonna be playing a little bit more with this. I want to put a little bit of white top here, little strokes of white. I think that's good. I don't like that stroke. I don't know if I like that one as much. Take that one out. Still there, but it's more yellow now. Good. Okay. Okay. All right, so next up, let's start putting the color onto the hat. So the hat is predominantly red, and there's obviously some nice like, yellowy highlights. There's little touches of white There's black to kind of give a nice like outline to it, in a very not it's not like a precise way at all. Like it's very imprecise outline. It just gives like that vibe. So it has like a cartoon kind of feel to it, but it's very loose in terms of how everything's painted on. And then there's obviously some black around the hat here just to give the shadow where the face would give the shadow on the hat, and here as well, and also all in this part of the hat too. So it's going to be really, oh, well, I guess that's, there we go. Fix it up a little bit. All right, let's start putting in the red of the hat. Where shall I start? I don't know if I want to start closer to the face. I'm just going to go right at the top here. My red is very thin, so it's very likely I'm going to need more than, probably need like 2 coats of this red before I can start really playing with all the different like colors and stuff in it. So I'm just following the lines that I made initially. And right now I just want to get the main part of the hat to be nice and red because, like I said, my paint is quite thin. So I think I might have to do 2 coats of it before I can really start to play with the other colors and have more fun with this painting. Get more red on here. I just want to make sure I have my full canvas covered in this beautiful paint. I think I might just stick with this part first and then I'll paint the underside of it afterwards and play with the top part of it. The second coat on the top here. All right, so pretty already. Hi, Allison, who's living in the future from us. I love it. It's already Thursday there in Sydney, Australia. I'm so glad that you're joining, Allison. That's fantastic. That's so cool. Like on the other side of the world. So fun. I wish I could actually like see you guys and we could actually like be more personal that way. See your paintings in the moment and stuff. That'd be so good. Okay, let's see. I'm debating whether I want to start putting some of the lines on this red or if I want to wait. I'm noticing that it's not fully covered yet, so I'm just going to touch it up a little bit. You know what, maybe I'll just do that. I'll take a quick check to make sure that the canvas isn't peeking through in any weird spots there. Absolutely, Carolyn. Yeah, you can definitely can. It will be under the videos tab of my Facebook page, and you can also watch it on my YouTube channel, Liza's Painting Parties. It will be up there probably about 2 or 3 hours after this live event finishes. Okay, well, let's just try and see what happens. It might not work the way we want it to, because it's going to be like my mix. I'm going to try and put like a swoop of like yellow. It's not bad, but I think I need to wait more until it's fully dry before I start putting in some of those lines. I don't think they're going to give that same effect. So yeah, let's just continue then. We'll continue painting the red, and then we'll go back and put in some elements to make it look more, have nice shadow and all that loveliness. So we're just putting in same red color on the underside of the hat. And remembering too, like, don't worry too much. Even look at some of the lines. Like, some of the red goes outside of where the black is, and we're still going to be putting in that kind of messy black outline around it. So don't worry too much about how perfect or imperfect it may look right now. Just try to get the color on and try to get the color covering the canvas well, so you don't have any like little white little dots shining through. Sometimes I get that when the paint dries, it kind of like dries up, and then it like you can see little spots on it. So that's what we're just trying to avoid. I'm gonna make that red even though it's pretty much black. Maybe I'm just gonna go with black already. Why not? All right, we're doing it. My pleasure, Carolyn. All right. Cool. So got that kind of darkness happening over here. Need to put in some more lines and whatnot afterwards. I don't know about that. I might just take that off and then I'll re-put in that yellow line afterwards. Okay. All right. Now that we have a nice base red. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining. Okay, so now that we have that base on, I'm going to start putting in a little bit of the yellow highlights now that it's starting to dry a bit more. I don't know if I want to use my thinner brush. You know what? I think I might. So my other brush is that one I was just using with a size 4, and this is a size 2, like a flat brush. So I'm gonna just get the yellow paint. And I'm going to try to put a nice outline like here. It's still a little wet though, because I just went on top of the other one. So let's go like here instead. On my hat. I'll start putting maybe another one like here. And then like here. And there's one here. It's a little fatter. Cool. And then we have one that comes around like that. Cute. Alright, so we have a couple of movement lines happening. Okay, I think I want to play with the black. Alright, it's weird because I'm just up with some flowers and stuff on here, but I'm gonna just start putting in. Ooh, that has like no paint, and that is not good. Okay, that's better. Okay. I don't want to put that black line yet on front where the face is because we still have to do the face itself. Okay, I'm gonna put in a little bit here. A few little strokes there. Okay. Okay, and then we obviously have the top we're going to flowers, and we can always put some more wherever we think we need it afterward. Just going to put in a little bit of this to start giving it a bit of dimension, feeling. Cool. All right. And add a little bit of like a dirtier red, like a red with a bit of black in it. So I'm just going to put a little bit here. So I'm just getting this kind of like, I put a little dab of black into my red, and then there's some water in there too, just from my paintbrush because I had cleaned it off essentially. And then just kind of going in and just adding a little bit of this shade to it, just near here where the brim of the hat is, where it turns into this other part here. And then add a little bit more down here. Show them how all those flowers playing. Cool. I think that's good for now. So pretty. Thank you, Joe. Glad you're enjoying it. Okay. And then might as well throw in a little bit of the white highlights for funsies. There's a little bit of white just on here. And a little bit over here. And a little bit here. And there's some over here. Okay, and then I see a little bit over here. I think I see a little bit. And then there's a little under there and under here. Yes, Joe is asking if I'm painting on the floor today, and am I always on the floor? Yes, I am on the floor, and I do always paint on the floor. So yeah, I'm always, I do this, I always sit cross-legged on the floor, and that's how I paint. I've always painted this way. I find it very comfortable. We'll see. Next year I'm 40, so we'll see how it keeps going. I feel like if it, if I can keep doing it, then maybe, maybe my body won't notice and it will just become accustomed to it and I won't have to ever stop. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so now I'm debating because I want to just put in her skin color, just so that I can put that in. I don't know what's going on. What is happening? Oh, thank you so much, Lori. I heard a little like bling, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And thank you so much, Lori. Lori is sending me some stars. Thank you very, very much. So Facebook has these stars you can send, and it's like a little like digital tip, essentially. And yeah, if you'd like to do that, I would definitely appreciate it. It's very sweet. Thank you so much, Lori. Yeah, this one's so pretty. I really like this painting a lot. Okay, so let's think about the skin tone. All right, so how are we going to do that? So we're going to get, I think I want to get a bit of my pre-mixed brown in this mix to try to get a tone that I want for the skin. Okay, so let's mix. Ooh, I hate how my necklace turns around. It drives me insane. Okay, so let's just get some yellow and red together first. It's kind of an orangey kind of color. So yellow and red. My yellow, like, again, was like called bright yellow, and my red is called bright red. Well, there we go. Kind of like, it's very orangey right now. It's not gonna swing. Okay, I'm gonna get some white and mix it in there and see what kind of tones I'm getting with it. I'm getting a peachy color. Right, I might play with this color and then I might move off of it. So I have kind of like a peachy color. So basically, like I said, I mixed my red and my yellow together. I put a bit more yellow, I would say, than red in it, and then I put some white, and then I got this kind of peachy color, which I think actually works well. I also put I ended up putting brown, but I didn't end up using any brown. But I might use some brown just to get some of the shadows. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure yet. Just want to get this color on, and then we can do the same thing like that we did with our red with our hat, and then we can add some different dimensions and different streaks into it to make it pop more. Her face is a little bit weird. Not sure where the top goes below the hat, but I don't know. That makes sense. Anyways, we'll see. I'm not sure about that. Just pop the skin in, and then we can decide how we want the rest of the That's a little more sunburned on this side. Gonna mix more of that with this color for the skin. So again, I'm just using red and yellow, and then I'm putting white in it, and then I'm getting kind of this peachy kind of color happening. So I'm just gonna get this for the base, and then we're gonna have to play with some other colors to get some shadows happening. Her arm is way too skinny. Okay, let's fatten up that arm, shall we? She's just very skinny. Crazy. I don't know. Even the mermaid that we had as one of the options, I was like, if we did that mermaid was going to be gaining a few pounds. I was like, I'm not making her this skinny. That's like not healthy. She's going to gain a few pounds. Sorry. That's what's happening. Anyways. Oh, thanks, Joe. That's very sweet. Joe says that Joe's surprised that I'm turning 40 next year. Thought that I was in my 20s. That is amazing. Thank you very much for that compliment. That makes me super. I feel like I'm in my 20s. I feel like I'm impersonating an adult all the time. I'm like, oh, people are gonna find out. You know, like one of those imposter syndrome things. I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. A mother of a 9-year-old. Like, I'm like, yeah, being an adult is weird. Okay. Okay, so we have good skin going on, which is nice. It's definitely lighter here, so you have a nice little like highlight. The problem the thing I dislike about mixing my own colors is that I feel like I never mix enough. I wanted to start putting in a bit of this white kind of highlight here. My girl has like a very square jaw habit. I have to straighten this up for her. Oh, my family's making popcorn. I can totally smell it. Even if I wanted some right now, I wouldn't be able to eat it as I'm doing this. There's no way. I'm not very good at multitasking like that. Like if I'm eating, I'm just going to want to eat. But I can smell it. It smells so freaking good. Rude. Alright, this chin needs to be corrected. Okay, I need to fix this up. Alright, let me let's, yikes. Okay. Okay, I need to, yeah, and then, okay, let's get the white back. And lower down. Okay, well, and we need this to be a bit of a shadow on this side. So we need this to kind of come a little bit of a shadow on the neck. Without making it look like, you know, that she has like weird hair on her neck. Let's see how I can do this. Tricky. She looks a little bit, looks a little gray. That's not so good. I'm just trying to put in some of the where the dark's supposed to go on the arm here. I need to like blend it out afterwards with like the peachy color that we had before. I just need to make this arm look like a real arm. But this definitely needs to be darker on this area. Kind of just looks like her back's dirty. I don't know. Not doing very good here. But we're gonna keep trying. Keep going with it. try and make it a little bit more natural. Curious to see what Rule is doing. Maybe she's going to be doing a really good job. Oh, thank you. I don't know, this arm, I don't know. If you notice, I think this might be the first time I'm actually doing like a human figure like with actual skin tone like in any of my paintings. This is not my comfort zone. Like I don't like to do this. But I think I'm getting too in my head about how it's supposed to look. And again, I'm not taking my own advice. I'm just focusing on the color and how the color is changing from one spot to the other. So I need to refocus myself on that. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm looking at the color and I'm noticing that it's darker like here, kind of like here. And it kind of comes out a bit. Okay, and then I need to now get my skin color. A little bit of darkness there. Okay, we still need that line underneath there. I would love for you to share one of your paintings with me, Rula. The ones I've seen so far from you are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me see if I can make this chin look better. A little bit of a line. Black paint. Okay, it definitely gives a better definition, that's for sure. Okay. My girl's chin's like still very like stocky in comparison to ours. It does look better with that. I did, Lori. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Lori. Yeah, you're right, Jody. Rula is very talented. We have like some very talented people who join us. I'm so lucky. Okay, so like, okay, this arm. Okay, so apparently the shoulder line thing is like here. I feel like it's gonna look weird if I put my shoulder lower than that. So I'm gonna do it here, and then okay, I gotta fix the shoulder. It's weird. Maybe it's like a strap. Yes. Maybe it's the strap of my shirt. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with this, guys. Okay. Let's make more of this skin color thing going on because it dries so freaking fast. Okay, and then I have to fix the shoulder because the shoulder looks broken. Okay. I need some brown or something going on here. Something a little darker. Less sunburnt would be nice. Oh my. Okay. I don't know how to do a shoulder, clearly. Oh my god. I feel like I'm on nailed it right now with this shoulder business. Mm. Arm, not shoulder. It's like the whole arm. Looks like a little poop. Looks horrible. Okay, I'm just gonna like go crazy and then if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And yeah. Having flashbacks from high school. Trying to draw things. Perfect, Rula. Thank you. I'll take a look when I'm done a little bit later. Put that line in. So I have to put, okay, you know what? I think I want to just color in her blue outfit. And then maybe just take a break from whatever the heck I'm trying to do with her actual body. Because I don't like it too much. All right. Okay, I'm happy she has a shirt on. All right. Now let's just put in a little bit of, okay, and let's get some black. Let's put a little bit of black close to her arm. And here, and here, and here, the outline, like that. All right, I like that. So I like the outfit. The shirt looks cool. Shirt looks cool. The arm, I'm still like, what did I do with the arm? But I will, well, yeah, we'll deal with that later. Because I don't have the answer for you. Okay, let's, I'm just glad I don't have to do like features on the face. Bad. I'm just going to do like an outline with my black paint. Just on the side there. I'm going to do an outline. Like that too. Okay. Now what? We at 7:03. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oop. Okay. There we go. Yeah, they do, right, Jody? Like the Kentucky Derby hats. I love my hat. I got this. I have a huge brimmed hat like this, like a purple one that I love so much, but it doesn't fit my head properly. It's a beautiful felt hat, but like it won't stay on my head. I think it's like too small for I'm gonna say it's too small. My head is a perfect size, so my head is not too big for it. It's not the reason. All right. Okay, so it's coming along. Still gotta play with this arm and the body here a bit. I think, you know what? She's a bit more, in this image, she has a bit more of like a curve here that I didn't really give her. Like it kind of curves and it kind of goes like curve and it kind of comes out. And I think maybe that might help a bit if I do that. No. All right, let's see. I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm going to I think that might work actually. It still looks pretty straight, eh? We're just giving her a hunchback? A little bit, eh? Okay. A little better. Okay, I think I need to fix up. Just take this line out for a moment. So I'm just playing with the brown and I'm playing with that kind of peachy color. And then I'm just trying to do something that makes things look better. I'm not really sure what. And a little bit of water and see. Just soften it a little bit. I guess the arm kind of does go in a little bit here too, eh? That's the other aspect that I'm missing. Kind of goes like I need to like move on from this area. Right? You're right, Rula. I think I do need to do that. I'm like too in the weeds of it. It's a little better. I need to get more red so I can do more with this. Okay. Skin looks too gray like that. Let me just go back and get that peach back in here. Better. This is still a little weird.